Okay.
Well, welcome to Eagle Eye Farm. It's been a while since we've done a live, so I just wanted to come on and say hi to everybody. And I wanted to introduce you to our newest alpacas. So this right here is Lumi. Lumi is, oh my gosh, I can't believe, I think she's almost 2 weeks old. And then we have big Brewster. Brewster here is 7.5 weeks old. He is a big boy now. So these are alpacas, not llamas, alpacas. And alpacas, we know that they're alpacas based on the size of their ears. So the alpacas have spear-shaped ears that are a little smaller than llamas. Their noses aren't quite so big, and alpacas are definitely smaller than llamas. But look at this boy, he's just amazing. I love him. This is his mama here. This is so interesting. Look at his mama. His mama is what we call fawn or tan, and his daddy is a very similar color. But yet Brewster came out white. And that's just all due to genetics, which is pretty fascinating. But if you look over here, we have Lumi, which is the baby. I'm gonna pick up this cup. Somebody dropped a cup in here. I'm gonna pick up, but this is Lumi, and this is her mama, Alexis. So Alexis is brown, and Lumi is what we call fawn, or that tan. And interestingly, Brewster and Lumi have the same daddy. They have the same daddy. So they're half siblings, but aren't they just adorable? So Brewster, you can see him eating some hay. He's starting to eat. Lumi is still a little bit young to do that. They're still both nursing, just hanging out. Whenever Lumi walks, if you'll see her walk, you can see like her fleece, which is what we call the fur of an alpaca. It kind of splits apart. That's because she has so much density. So there's so much fleece on her. So Brewster has already been sheared, meaning we clipped off his hair for one time. We do that once a year, always in May up here. And so we're gonna wait just a little bit longer and do it on Lumi. But what other questions do we have about these guys? They're adorable.
Julie says greetings from Germany.
Oh, well, hi, Julie. Thanks for tuning in. I wonder what time it is over there. It's noon here. What time is it over in Germany? Oh, it's a beautiful day here, actually. So we're probably in the mid-70s. We did have some rain earlier today. We're probably going to have some rain this afternoon. It's overcast. But last weekend we had gotten up into the 90s with in the high 70% humidity, which was so hot. So this is such a welcome break to have it to be nice and cool. Yesterday I actually had to put on a long sleeve shirt and a light jacket because it was chilly. But not today. Today is very comfortable.
Julie says it's 7 p.m.
Oh, that's a pretty good time difference. 7 p.m. Well, happy evening.
Someone, Xander, sent a heart, and then another person says hello from Canada.
Oh, well, hi, Canada. I bet you're a little cooler up in Canada today, too. Well, I guess depending. I think that the weather was moving east. So we're in Wisconsin, so western Wisconsin, really close to Minneapolis and Minnesota.
Xander said hi from LA, and now we have hello from Ohio.
Oh, well, it's so awesome to have everybody here from around the world. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I could just sit out here for days and days just watching these guys. Look at Brewster. Oh, such an adorable little boy. So we'll see if we can see this whenever he eats. But alpacas are born with only, and have lived their life with only bottom teeth. They actually don't have top teeth. That is due to the fact that they have multiple stomachs. So animals that have multiple stomachs or multiple parts of their stomach, oh, look at that. Oh, go get that. Oh, that is so cute. Have multiple parts of their stomach do not have top teeth. So like cows don't have top teeth and sheep don't have top teeth. So alpacas don't have top teeth, which is why it's so easy to feed them. They're so gentle. Alpacas are actually one of the most gentle animals on the earth. So they don't have hooves. They only have 2 toes. They have toenails, which we do have to clip. And their fleece, we shear once a year here in western Wisconsin. You know, in some places where it's much warmer, like in Texas, sometimes they end up shearing twice a year because the animals just get too hot. We have to shear, otherwise they can die of heat stroke. They are herd animals, so they have to be together. So if you notice, we have 4 in this pen, we have multiple in the other pens. You can't just have one alpaca by itself. That would be really, really sad for that alpaca. Kind of the same with humans, right? I mean, humans need interaction as well. So people love Brewster because of his nose. His nose kind of looks like a little heart. Yes. Isn't that right, buddy?
So there's hi from Wales
Oh!
and Las Vegas.
How fun. Well, do a good gamble and see if you can win us any money, right? Maybe in the name of Brewster. Or in the name of Lumi.
So Xander asked, are they affectionate with humans?
So they're kind of like cats. So they're interested in you when they're interested, and when they're not, they're not. So they will come up to us. We're around them all the time. But in general, they're prey animals, and so they're not so interested in being around people.
Do they like let you hug them and give kisses?
So some of them do. We have one on the other side. His name is Melman. Melman comes up and gives tons and tons and tons of kisses. These guys, you know, if I were to just sit here and to be quiet and not to continue to talk, they would. Lumi sometimes comes. Hi, Lumi. You want to come give me a kiss? Thank you. So, but then you see that they kind of like run away. So they interact whenever they want to interact, and then whenever they're done, they're done. Their fleece is super soft. So it's way softer than wool, which is what you would get from a sheep. He is all boy, isn't he? He just has so much energy. Somebody said to me the other day that they thought that he had ADHD, and he kind of acts like he does. He just is all over the place. He's all over his sister. He's all over his mom. But he's so much fun.
Xander sent some roses.
Oh, well, thank you, Xander. Oh, I just love the way that they eat. So delicate. They're definitely not big-time guzzlers. Big-time. Sometimes they'll get like a big wad of hay in their mouth, but then they just eat it very gently, very not aggressively at all. Very soft. They do make some noises. So they make what's called an alarm call if they get worried. What'd you think, buddy? I'm checking out my shoes. I know they're super bright and super dirty.
Someone asked how old he is.
So he was born right at the end of April, I believe. So I think he's like 8, maybe 9 weeks old. And then, like I said, Lumi's a couple weeks old. I should have looked before I came on air. What a bad mom I am. I don't even remember my kids' birthdays. I will tell you, I do remember their names. Sometimes it takes me a little bit. So here at Eagle Eye Farm, we have, I believe that Lumi is the 50th alpaca that we have now on site. We have had more. I think at one time we had 70. We've sold some. And then during the summers, we always have babies. We have a bunch of other animals. We have peacocks, and we have porcupines, kangaroos. We have the newest animals that we have here are the donkeys. We just got 2 donkeys, Katie and Doris. They're adorable. We have sheep, and we have lambs, and we have pigs. We have mini Highland cattle, goats, tiny goats, peacocks, chickens. We have brand new baby chicks that just hatched within the past couple of weeks. Oh, look at him. Isn't he adorable? He's looking right at you. Yes, he is. But then he turns away because he got that ADHD. And now he's going to go pick on her. Yep. He just is always into something. He can't ever just hold still. You hardly ever see him out here just sunning versus Lumi. You see her out here all the time just sunning. She enjoys just being out, hanging out by herself. She likes to kind of sometimes give me a heart attack because she likes to actually lay down completely on her side and put her head down. And I'm just always thinking, oh, please be alive. Please be alive. And then she is. But that's how she likes to sleep. A lot of alpacas don't sleep like that. They actually sleep in what we call a cushing position, which is where they lay down on their knees and are still kind of more upright. Sometimes they can put their head down. But, man, not her. She lays all the way on her side. And it scares me every single time.
Someone asked where we're located.
We're in western Wisconsin, in River Falls, Wisconsin. We have some visitors here on the farm. So we are open from 10 to 4 every single day. Oh. So if you're in the area,
look at them.
if you're in the area, then you can come and see these animals and spend some time here on the farm. And then over here, we have a lot of pregnant ladies. These are mamas, previous mamas to be. You can see that they like to suck on the chain or use their, like rub their top hard palate on the metal. And the reason that they do that is that actually releases serotonin. So it's like an antidepressant for them. So you see them chewing on things quite often. We have chew toys on a lot of the pens to just kind of keep them with something to do. So they love that.
So someone asked how long Brewster and Lumi will stay together.
So they will stay together, not in this pen. They're just in this pen for a little bit longer. We do lots of shuffling of pens during the summer, but they'll be together for quite some time, at least until they're 6 months old. We wean right around 6 months. The boys, by the time that they're 9 months old, we definitely have to separate the boys from the girls. So alpacas are induced ovulators, meaning that the female will drop an egg upon breeding or upon the male making an orgling noise. So we definitely keep the boys separated from the girls. So we do selective breedings here. So we choose what male goes with what female. So starting at 6 months, we start to wean the boys and the girls. We wean all of the babies. They've had enough. They're able to eat on their own and maintain their own life through water and hay. And we also do give grain here. And so they don't need their mama's milk anymore. The mamas also lose a lot of nutrition through nursing. So we wean about 6 months. And then at that time is whenever we separate the boys from the girls. So the girls all stay on this side of the barn. The boys go to the other barn. I think Alexis is having a nice example now. Whenever they eat in the figure 8 configuration. So like if you see the bottom jaw kind of does like a figure 8. It's always very interesting. Alexis is such a good mom. She's very attentive. I think what she's doing is she's making sure that baby the baby had just nursed even since we've been on, right? She's trying to nurse right now. And so whenever she nurses, sometimes she dribbles a little bit of milk down her chin, and you'll notice Alexis goes and cleans that off. I think that's probably in part due to flies, but also maybe due to predators, right? So they are prey animals, and so she just wants to make sure that her baby doesn't have any extra milk running down its. Oh, did you see that? That was adorable, and running down her chin. So Alexis is such a good mom. She has plenty of milk. She's very protective over her, but lets her also do her own thing. So Alexis is definitely not a hovering mother. So often we'll see baby Lumi. I would say Alexis is not a huge fan of Brewster. But we'll see baby Lumi out here doing her own thing, and these other three, Brewster, Brooklyn, and Alexis, will be inside. But she obviously knows where her baby is at all time. But she's definitely not a helicopter mom.
Susie sent a gift.
Oh, well, thank you, Susie. I appreciate that.
So Xander asked what some sweet treats they like to eat.
So in general, alpacas don't eat a bunch of sweet treats, right? So we keep them on a pretty regimented diet. I wish I could do the same for myself, eh? So they eat grain. They have free access to minerals, but the biggest source of their nutrition comes from this hay. So we have really high quality hay. It's a grass hay. We don't give them alfalfa. This is just orchard grass, and they do really, really, really well. All right. Well, awesome. If there aren't any other questions, we'll conclude this and do it at another time. We do have a YouTube live up all the time, so if you're interested in watching the alpacas, there is a YouTube live on our YouTube station. All right. Thanks, everybody.